Welcome to the Wrestling Stable Podcast, where you don't join, you're chosen. I am your host, Will Williams. Please follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Stable or visit us at WrestlingStable.com for the latest news, updates, and reviews. Beyond Wrestling is live from the updated White Eagle in Worcester, Massachusetts for Heavy Lies the Crown on New Year's Eve 2019. Paul Crockett is joined on commentary by Smart Mark Sterling. AIW coming to IWTV is announced for February when they bring Built to Last. The opening match is being hyped as a technical classic with Wheeler Yuta versus Fred Yehi. The 5'9" badass and savage weight Fred Yehi takes on Wheeler Yuta. This comes down to Yuta locking in the STF until Yehi bites him to get free. Yehi continues to bite the fingers, then hits him with a running kick to the face and then a brainbuster. Yuta kicks Yehi in a Koji clutch, but Yehi reverses it and sets up for a pile driver or a powerbomb, but Yuta sweeps the legs out and rolls up Yehi for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Wheeler Yuta. The next match is a no disqualification match featuring Slade versus Nick Gage. Aaron Rourke took on Slade in his debut last Thursday in the Discovery Gauntlet. Slade then announced that Nick Gage would be next for him. Brokenwood is all over the mat by the end of this fight. This match comes down to Slade running towards Nick Gage, but getting a spine buster and then a choke breaker, but Gage does not get the win. Gage does hit a powerbomb, though, for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Nick Gage. The next event for Beyond Wrestling, Please Come Back, is shown, which will be on Saturday, January 25th, 2020 in Foxborough, Massachusetts. The next match is an IWTV Independent Wrestling Championship match where the one called Manders challenges Warhorse. The Cornbell Cowboy takes on the IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion, who is making his 21st title defense, which is more than Hot Sauce Tracy Williams was able to do, who also is in the middle of a 102-day reign, Warhorse. This match comes down to Manders going for the Oklahoma Stampede, but Warhorse gets out. Then Manders gorilla presses and throws Warhorse into the turnbuckle, then nails him with the lariat. Manders goes for the pin, but Warhorse kicks out. Then the two men hit each other with back and forth chops. Then Manders puts Warhorse on the top rope. He goes for a slam, but Warhorse blocks it, and Manders falls to the mat. Warhorse from the top hits Manders with a double foot stomp for the 1-2-3. The winner and still IWTV Independent Wrestling Champion, Warhorse. As soon as Warhorse holds the belt over his head, David Starr comes out to come face to face with him. Next, we have a match featuring Eric Stevens versus the Cream in Your Coffee, your favorite wrestler's favorite wrestler, the Jewish Cannon, the physical embodiment of charisma, the most entertaining man in professional wrestling, the Bernie Sanders of professional wrestling, the best of the best, Mr. American Rana, Davey Wrestling, the 104-minute man, the main event. He's really good at Twitter, and he is independent, the king of taunts, the product, David Starr. This match comes down to David Starr being busted open. Stevens and Starr catch each other with clotheslines and both stay on their feet. Stevens drops Starr with a lariat and then slams him down to the mat so hard that Starr bounces up into the corner. Stevens charges and hits a clothesline and then picks him up to the top turnbuckle. Stevens goes for a suplex from the top rope, but Starr reverses into a Ushigoroshi from the top turnbuckle. Starr covers, but Stevens kicks out. Starr hits a lariat, but Stevens kicks out at one. Starr drops him with another lariat. Starr picks up Stevens and hits the stalling pile driver, but Stevens kicks out again. Starr goes for another clothesline, but Stevens ducks and rolls him up into a backslide, but Starr kicks out. Starr hits him with a super kick stand-hancing clothesline combination, and Starr hits a huge lariat, completely flipping Stevens to finally get the 1-2-3. Your winner, David Starr. After the match, Starr and Stevens lock hands, and Starr gives the rings to Stevens as fans throw money into the ring. Next, we have a 6-man tag team match featuring legit legends Chuck O'Neil and Violence is Forever's Dominic Garrini and Kevin Koo versus Team Pazuzu, Chris Dickinson, Shaka, and Pinky Sanchez. 2019 IWTV Tag Team of the Year, Violence is Forever, and the Measuring Stick, Chuck O'Neil, face the team from the Pazuzu Projects. This match comes down to Jaka and Pinky knocking Violence is Forever to the outside. Then they launch themselves into Violence is Forever with a double suicide dives. Inside the ring, O'Neil charges at Dickinson, who is in the corner, and hits him with a clothesline. Then Dickinson returns the favor into the other corner. Dickinson picks up O'Neal and runs with him, but O'Neal slips out and hits him with a high knee. Chuck O'Neal hits the Michinoku driver on Chuck Dickinson, but he kicks out. Dickinson is fired up and runs a victory lap around O'Neal in the ring. Dickinson and O'Neal brawl back and forth until O'Neal hits Dickinson with a kick to the head. Jaka and Pinky come back into the ring and start triple teaming O'Neal. Dickinson picks up O'Neal on his shoulders, and Jaka goes to the top rope for the assisted chokeslam off of the top rope. Dickinson rolls up O'Neal for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Team Pazuzu. Pinky gets the Team Pazuzu knee pad back from O'Neal. Larry Legend tries to escape, but Pazuzu stops him and brings him into the ring. Pinky knocks him down with a right hand, then goes to the top. Pinky hits Larry with a double foot stomp. Then we go to intermission number 1. After the intermission, we have the match where Brandon Thurston has called out his teacher, Daniel Garza, the patron saint of professional wrestling, versus Red Death. In this match, former shooting gallery teammates, both from Buffalo, go one-on-one. This match comes down to Garcia rolling up Thurston for the 2 count. Thurston gets to his feet and tries to roll up Garcia, but he rolls through and Thurston kicks Garcia in the head. Thurston hits Garcia with a running knee. Thurston drives Garcia into the corner, DVD style. Thurston gets Garcia in an arm breaker and then gives him some more kicks on the mat. Thurston picks up Garcia and whips him into the corner and follows him to give him a running chop. Thurston tries for another one, but is met with a shotgun running drop kick by Garcia. Back on their feet, Garcia chops Thurston and then drops him with a Saito suplex. Garcia then connects with a running knee. Thurston drop kicks Garcia to get some space. Garcia connects with a clothesline, and then Thurston responds with a lariat of his own. They clothesline each other at the same time as they continue to mirror each other, both looking exhausted. On the mat, they trade slaps and they get to their feet and start punching each other. Garcia hits a headbutt, and then they both slug it out some more. Garcia drops to the mat and then gets up and starts slapping him some more. Garcia hits a buckle bomb and then a suplex into the corner, and then a running DVD into the corner, and then a powerbomb, which Thurston kicks out of. Garcia locks in the death shooter, then tries to lock in another submission move on the mat until Thurston kicks him in the head to escape. Thurston hits 2 enziguris and then goes for a third one, but is swatted away. Thurston hits the brainbuster on Garcia to finally put him away for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Brandon Thurston. Next, we have a match featuring Christian Casanova versus Tony Deppen. Season 1 Discovery Gauntlet breakout Casanova going against Deppen, who also saw success in the Discovery Gauntlet. This match comes down to Casanova having Deppen up on the top rope. Deppen folds him up on the top rope and hits him with a knee strike to the head and then pulls him down to the mat, and then Deppen kicks Casanova in the head. Casanova throws Deppen over his head and then he goes to the top rope. Casanova jumps off of the top rope and hits Deppen with a sucker kick for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Christian Casanova. Next, we have a match featuring Josh Briggs versus Anthony Green. For this match, we have a special guest referee, the Ava Taker, all that Ava Everett. During the tournament for tomorrow, Green was shocked in the first round when CJ Cruz beat him barely in the middle of the ring. Anthony Green wanted to be in the finals against Josh Briggs, but when that didn't happen, he snapped and said Briggs wasn't going to be in the finals either. Green super kicked Josh Briggs, costing him the match and leading to this encounter. This match comes down to a low blow by Anthony Green right in front of Ava. Ava goes to call for the bell, but Green stops her. Ava pushes Green and then goes for a super kick to Green, but he moves and she strikes Briggs. Green picks up Briggs and then piles drives him. Ava reluctantly goes for the count, and Briggs kicks out at 2. Both Ava and Green looks shocked. Ava checks on Briggs as Green rolls out of the ring to grab a chair. He brings it in, and Ava begs him not to use it. Green stops and talks with Ava and then brings Briggs to his feet and embraces him. Then he goes to hit Briggs and gets a low blow from Josh. Josh Briggs nails Anthony Green with a choke bomb for the 1-2-3. Your winner, Josh Briggs. After the match, Ava checks on Anthony Green, asks for the microphone, and hands it to him. Green then tells Ava he is sorry and he is not a bad guy. He says has always had his side except tonight when he needed her the most. He says he is not a bad person, but she is, and lets her know that they are done. The next match is a rematch from the first Please Come Back show featuring John Silver versus Kris Statlander. Love the line when Kris was making her entrance. Hey, Kris, you want a title match on TV? Nope, I want to beat up John Silver at Beyond Wrestling. Kris early in the day won Independent Wrestler of the Year. This was a super fun entrance from Kris, with Kris wrapping herself up in the streamers and both Statlander and John Silver dancing in the ring. More Than a Woman, the galaxy's greatest alien versus the Meat Man, Raw Dog. Silver mocks Statlander's pose at the beginning, and Kris shows him how it's supposed to be done. This match comes down to Silver locking in a crossface on Kris. Kris powers out and goes for the Big Bang Theory, but John reverses and rolls up Kris. She kicks out at 2. Silver rushes into the corner, but eats a big boot. Kris goes to the top rope, and Silver jumps up and kicks her in the head. Silver also climbs up to the top turnbuckle, but Kris puts him up on her shoulders, trying for an avalanche Big Bang Theory, but Silver slides out and grabs Statlander. He presses her over his head and then drops her onto the opposite turnbuckle. Then he gets a running start and kicks her in the head as she is laid out in the corner. Statlander drives Silver down into the mat. On the mat, they exchange punches. Back on their feet, they continue to exchange blows until Statlander kicks Silver in the side of the head, and then Silver lands an enziguri and then a poison rana. Statlander lands another high kick, and then Silver drops her into the middle rope, then drops the leg over her. Silver puts Statlander up and lands Spin Doctor, but Kris kicks out. Silver rushes Statlander, but she lands another high kick and then a powerbomb. Kris goes up to the top for Area 451, but John gets the knees up and rolls her up for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, John Silver. After the match, Silver grabs a beer and he and Statlander hug it out. They both leave the ring and boop each other as we go into one last intermission. When we come back from intermission, referee Kevin Quinn brings his girlfriend into the ring and says he has just refereed his last match of 2019 and his last match ever as a single man. Then he proposes, and she says yes. There is one more intermission before we fill the ring with weapons. When we come back, we have a keg, a globe, crutches, traffic cone, all kinds of weapons in the ring for our main event. The fans bring the weapons match between Bear Country, Bear Boulder, and Bear Bronson versus Team Tremendous, Bill Carr and Dan Barry. This match featured a thumbtack Barbie doll, a lightsaber, staple guns, traffic cones, cheese grater, a barbed wire wedding dress, a thumbtack guitar, a blow-up doll, a car bumper, a piñata filled with Legos, a keg of beer, golf balls, a mop, and of course a door. This match ends when Bear Country stack up Team Tremendous and hit the elevator drop for the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Bear Country. That match was crazy and violent. Heavy Lies the Crown was a great show. I highly recommend it. We'll talk to you in the next podcast about the latest pro wrestling recaps. Please follow us on Twitter at Wrestling Stable or visit us at WrestlingStable.com for the latest news, updates, and reviews. Thank you for listening to the Wrestling Stable podcast, where you don't join, you're chosen.